Alright, hey guys, welcome back. So today I am so excited to be doing this video. We're going to be doing a very quick swatch video on the brand new, I don't know why I didn't already have it in my hands, Sunset Palette from Natasha Denona. So this launched, I want to say about like a week and a half ago in stores. I know some people were sent this in PR early, but this launched in stores, I want to say about a week and a half ago is when I first saw it on the gondola. And yeah, so we're gonna do a really quick swatch video today, and let's get right into it. Because this is gonna be a swatch video, I have no makeup on and my eyeliner look is really weird, so ignore it. But this is what the palette looks like. It is absolutely stunning. It has this gold, I believe it's faux leather. I hope this isn't real leather, I'm not sure. But it's made in Italy, it might be. But this is a gorgeous color. It's a very warm toned gold copper, and it has this, again, very nice leatherette or possibly real leather texture to it with stitching all around the sides. I'm assuming this is like recycled paper or cardboard, so that is nice that there's no plastic in here from what I can tell, other than the matted plastic that's right here. You get a decent sized mirror on the inside as well as a magnetic closure so that it can stay secure, and a transparent film that has all of the color names on. Now this does not come out of the palette, it is sewn in as well, so you will always have this sheet to remember the color names, or so rather that you don't have to remember the color names. So this is what the palette looks like. The colors are all very warm toned. You get a very modern Renaissance 35OS feeling, and yeah, so let's begin swatching. The first shade that we're going to be trying out is this one right here called Atmosphere, and it is this very beautiful kind of rose goldy coppery shade. So that is Atmosphere in natural lighting. Gorgeous. It has a very rusty red orange undertone to it. So pretty. It kind of swatches very differently than it looks in the pan. The next shade we have is this one right here called Sinai, and this is very similar to, I want to say, Anastasia's Sienna. It's just a warm toned brown. You can see that pigmentation's stunning. I don't know that it's a complete matte. It almost has a satin finish to it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I am in love. That would work so well as a transition shade in the crease, and it's just stunning. So moving on, we have our next shade. Ice Gold is this guy right here. If you guys have swatched the Metal Moon from Fenty, I'm assuming it's gonna have a similar finish to it with a white gold iridescent finish. So that is white gold. It has more of a satin finish. It reminds me a little bit of MAC Nylon actually, not Fenty. I thought it was gonna have more gold tone to it. Like if I put it down at my hand, you can see it a little more. It doesn't really have a gold tone to it at all actually. It's just like a frosty white, which is interesting. I don't know why it's called Ice Gold. Moving on, the next shade we have is this guy right here. This is a gorgeous like tangerine orange. It's so pretty, and it's just very metallic and reflective. And this is called Mandarin. So I was kind of right. It's like a citrusy inspired color. So let's see how that one looks. So that is Mandarin. Ooh. She's beautiful. That is a very high shine metallic finish. It's almost like foiled. That's beautiful. Wow. Alright guys, moving right along, we're headed to this last shade on the top row right here, and this is called Bronze Age. And this is a very pretty true bronze shade. It has that very copper orange undertone to it. And yeah, let's see how it looks. It looks gorgeous in the pan. That guy is real pretty. Alright, ready? Shit. Wow. So Bronze Age is like it almost is like the Cover FX drops, like in powder form. That's amazing. So that would look beautiful as a center lid color, an inner corner color, or an all over lid. You could do so many different things with that guy. That's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, so the next row down is this one right here, and this is the shade Volcano. I don't know if that's supposed to be Volcano, but it's not spelled right. Maybe that's how you say that in Italian, I'm not sure, but it's spelled Volcano. I don't know, but it's this very warm tone brown, but it has a little bit almost of a plum undertone, it looks like. Kind of like Max Brown Down, or Brown Script, I don't know. It's a very interesting shade. It has a red undertone to it, but slightly on the purpley side. Let's see what this guy looks like. Oh my goodness. That is a smooth, smooth, smooth matte. Wow. So these are very, very pigmented, but very smooth. I know with a brush they will swatch differently, but I will actually use them in a tutorial in a separate video so we can see how they work with brushes. But the initial swatches of these are so far absolutely to die for. So this next shade here is called Obade, I'm not sure how that's supposed to be pronounced, but it's this beautiful kind of champagne, warm tone, peachy bronze, or not bronze, gold, and it is a very high shine metallic. It's very soft. This shadow is very, very soft. So let's see how this goes on. It feels very similar in texture to Bronze Age, so I'm assuming it's going to be equally metallic, and yep. It sure is. That is insane. Those two are just crazy. Wow. So that's beautiful. These ones right here have so far been the most metallic, and this one here. And yeah, so these are gorgeous. Let's move on to the next color. This color I'm so excited about. This is called Horizon, and it is this beautiful warm toned tangerine, kind of creamsicle orange. This would be beautiful as a transition shade in the crease if you wanted to do some blending or smoked out on the lower lash line with a darker look. This would be amazing and very, very pigmented. I'm very impressed because sometimes mattes, often mattes are very hard to formulate. That one skipped a little bit at the end, but I could just have something on my hands. And that one is really pretty. You can just imagine that in the crease for a warm tone look, or even a very plummy look, using this just a little bit in the crease to warm it up. Ooh, so gorgeous. All right, let's move on. So after Horizon, we have Sun Dazed, which is this guy right here. I keep putting my fucking finger in these. And this is a very, very just true gold. And yeah, I can imagine just doing so many different things with this. If you got it wet and foiled it, it would be incredible. Holy God. These are really, really incredible. And I'm so impressed with this formulation. I've never honestly used Natasha Denona palettes or shadows on myself. I use them in store all the time on clients, but these are beautiful, and this is a brand new palette, so the textures haven't been messed up from people playing with them, so this is just unreal. I've never felt a formula like this. Amazing. All right, so now we are going to move on, and we're at the last shadow in this row, which is this guy right here, and this is called Terra, which I think is very appropriate. It's a very, very terracotta, ruddy, kind of warm Sahara, like deserty shade. It reminds me of like clay that you use in adobe houses, yeah, or pottery, so this is a very appropriate name. We're gonna swatch on the other arm now because I ran out of space. As you can see, it has a little bit of a sheen to it, so it's a satin matte. This would be beautiful all over the lid with a darker color in the crease, or use this just in the crease as a transition blending shade. So now we're moving on to the final and last row at the bottom, and we're going to begin with this shade right here. This is a very interestingly toned shade. It's a powdery pink, but it has a very salmon undertone. Because I'm in front of this window right now, it's not coming off as salmon as it actually is. You can kind of get it there now. It has a very orange undertone to it and very peachy. So let's try this guy out. And this is called Bermuda. There we go. So you see how salmony that is? That comes off very, very salmon. So this would work amazingly as a transition shade for almost any look. I can see me incorporating this into basically every eyeshadow look that I ever use. You could use this as a base shade for your shadow though, actually. But yeah, really, really pretty. Following that, we have this guy right here. And this has a very kind of NARS Orgasm-y vibe to it. It's a little bit pink, it's a little bit gold, it's a little bit orange. And this is called Morgana. And it looks like it's gonna be pretty metallic, not as much as this guy right here, which was Sundazed, or no, About, whatever it's called. So let's see how this looks. It has similar texture though, it feels very, very soft. That's so pretty. I take that back, that's nothing like NARS Orgasm. This is exactly like, this is like MAC's Rose Gold is the closest thing I can think of to it, but a little bit less pink. This is way more orange. Wow, that's so pretty. So the next shade I'm gonna use just a completely clean finger for it because this guy's I know is gonna stain. This is a super true cool toned blue undertoned red. It would work so well as just a touch of color to add warmth and more cranberry tones to another eye look, or if you were going for a very gothic kind of vampy look, you could use this all over, but make sure you're incorporating some browns and other tones so it doesn't look too red, because that can look very, very pink eye very quick. I don't think I've used this finger yet. This is a very soft matte, that's interesting. And it looks like it has a little bit of a sheen to it, so I don't know if any of these are truly true mattes. Like you can see that has a sheen to it. I know when you apply it, it wouldn't come off with a sheen, but it seems like they're all satin mattes. Like I feel like that is a true cherry red. It's like very, very fire engine-y. Not quite, fire engines have a little more orange in them, but that is a true blue toned red. That would be gorgeous as a lipstick, that shade. The next shade I'm actually really excited about, even though it's just a brown. This is a very neutral, cool tone brown. It has no warmth to it whatsoever, so this would be amazing to use as a liner, smoking out the lower lash line, even in the brows. This guy would just be very, very versatile, and I like that because a lot of browns can have a little bit too much of a warm tone, or orange, or they're just like not brown. This is a very, very brown tone. So that picked up product on my finger very smooth. Let's test it out on the arm. Oh my gosh. Wow. So this one is definitely a little bit patchier, which is okay because you're not gonna ever put a dark color like this on your lid like that. You're gonna work very small and in increments and build the color up. But that tone is gorgeous. So guys, we reached the end of the swatches for this palette. We're gonna be finally going on to this guy right here, this bright yellow, which is appropriately named Sol. So it is the exact color of like a yellow sun-colored crayon or a sunflower, so very, very appropriately named. And this one I'm really curious about because as we all know, yellows are probably the hardest color to formulate in eyeshadows. Yellows, purples, and reds are the most difficult. Good Lord. Now you did see I went a little hard in there on the pan, but that's just because again, yellows are very, very finicky and not that pigmented. I take that back. Oh, good Lord. Let's see if I can get another one with whatever's left on my finger. So that is what I would have expected from this initially. Like that kind of muted down yellow, not super pigmented. Jeez, there's a lot of color in there. That's a gorgeous color. I mean, these together with some of these other tones, this one here, it would make a gorgeous look. Oh my god. That's beautiful. So, so pretty. So guys, that concludes this swatch video of the new Sunset palette from Natasha Denona. I'm covered in swatches, so I need to go wash these off and wash my face. And then I will probably film a tutorial with this palette in a few days and then do like a full review of how they wear, how I like them. I'll do a look and like go to work with it and see how it wears throughout Sephora a day. That actually might be fun to do check-ins at Sephora, because I'm allowed to film there because I work there. I'm gonna do that. Alright, so anyway, I'm so excited. I cannot believe I got my hands on this. I've never had a true like super luxury palette that was in my collection, and Natasha Denona is definitely one of those. So this palette retails for $129, $130 with tax and whatnot, but there's 15 shadows in here. So if you take that into consideration, that means every shadow is less than $10. You're getting way better quality than a MAC shadow, which is what you would pay for a single pan of MAC. So I have no problem with this price point. It's just a lot of money to shell out at once, but I will have this forever. As you saw, these are so pigmented. I'm just gonna need to tap my brush in and go, so that I will never hit pan on this palette, especially the mattes. The metallics, I'm sure I will on a few of them, but I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all on my next one, which will be a tutorial using this guy. And until then, bye.